Alrighty, we are live. We got a full plan here tonight for you guys. But the Phillies just have another comeback victory here.
Big one too. On a team that's been playing pretty good baseball. The Reds, they're 2 games behind, but they were just only a game out of the playoffs, a game and a half out of the playoffs. So this is another great win. And again, what I love seeing with this one is Walker, our 5th starter, getting it done. I love it.
Absolutely love it. So as I was just saying, the Phillies are 8-2 since the trade deadline. Rob Thomson's been pressing all the right buttons, and we're going to talk a lot about that, guys. If you are here, welcome to the Red Corner. Gentlemen, we have a really big week coming up. We got the Slim Bachelor Party. We're going to be in D.C. for the Washington National Series down in National Park. Bones, how you doing?
Pretty good. It's pretty exciting news that Donald Trump deployed at the National Guard because he knew we were coming down there.
That's
preparing
right.
for us. It's going to be a Red Corner takeover down in D.C. come Friday when we hit the game.
They're going to need it.
But what they don't realize is that the National Guard got deployed here not that long ago, so we've seen them before, So we're ready even for the National Guard. Cannot wait to paint, the takeover to town, Red Corner style.
It's going to be fun, and Bones and I will be meeting Slim down there Friday. We'll be jumping on a train, the Acela train, so we'll be flying on down to D.C., and we're excited for a jam-packed weekend. Friday night, I know we got a game. We might do another game. We'll be doing some bar hopping. We'll be doing a little bit of everything. So, guys, go ahead, Slim.
So I'm going to be going. I'm driving down Thursday. I'll be doing my Slim walks down there. Friday, we're going to be at the National game Friday for sure. And the game plan is, I think there's a place called Walters, which is the post game.
Okay.
And there's some place called, it's another big television type seating
like
place.
Xfinity-ish.
Walters is the Xfinity one. That's going to be the post game. The pregame one is called it might be called Tommy's, like Tommy's big TV bar, Tommy's big bar or something weird like that. And then,
awesome. No, I mean, we're very excited. So, chat, welcome as always. If you're here, hit that subscribe button. Thank you. We've had a very, very productive couple weeks here. And like we just talked about, we will be down in D.C. this weekend. So if you have any bar suggestions, any restaurant suggestions, please let us know, because we will be at Slim's Bachelor Party. Gentlemen, we alluded to this and we teased it. So Slim hit me up earlier today and he said, I think our leading topic should be Rob Thomson, the platoon whisperer, right? So ever since this trade deadline, Rob was getting a lot of slack, right? Everyone's busting his chops because he was going with the platoon. He went back to Kepler. Bader hasn't been the everyday guy. So, boys, 8-2 since the trade deadline. How are we feeling about this new look Phillies?
I feel fantastic. I feel like this is the first time, and I tweeted it out there, Friday night, it just felt different. It felt like a team where everybody actually knew their role. And that's what I'm waiting. That's what I've been waiting to see. It seemed like everyone's clicking, gelling, and this is the first time I truly think they can win the World Series. Even despite the inconsistencies we've seen before from Kepler, I just think the confidence is there now, and I think a big kudos has to be given to Topper, and Topper lean into Castellanos. And I bet you when Kepler played right field the other night, and that's the second time he started out in right field, I believe, this season. I bet you that the whole chemistry of the locker room was a lot different than the first time. Because that first time, like I said, there was just some that both players weren't playing well. Right. And I'm talking about Kepler and Castellanos. That we both know they were in the media with some weird stuff here and there. It now seems like we're over all that, and now they can do what they do best, which is play baseball.
Amen to that.
Yeah, and it's almost like maybe during these little meetings that Topper had with them, told them, like, if you don't do this job, there's a kid down in AAA that's going to do the job for you. And maybe it put a spark up their ass, and it's getting them going a little bit. And so far, so good. I mean, we're probably going to see a similar lineup tomorrow with Reds lefty Brady Singer on the mound.
Right.
So the lefty Andrew Abbott on the mound tonight. So we'll see what it's like. And Kepler, what's he got? A homer and 6 RBIs in his last like 7 games. So everybody seems to be playing well. Bader seemed to step up after that. He got that first homer. It was like a monkey off his back, and then after that, made a nice catch on was that Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool one.
I gotta give the shout out to Bader. Made that that was a very nice catch. So great call, Bones, on calling out the nice catch there. Do you guys think the locker room's happy Rojas is gone? That they're not looking at this guy who can't even touch a ball anymore, and they all feel like, okay, now we can all buy in because we know we're not going to be giving up time to a guy who can't even sniff a contact?
It's a good question, honestly, dude. I haven't considered that specifically, but I will say that it's probably discouraging from an everyday big leaguer standpoint when you see how many chances that Rojas was given over the past 3 years. And you're right, like he from at the plate, he's not a big leaguer yet, right? He's not an everyday big leaguer at this point.
Right.
Bader, despite the fact that he's honestly through his first like eight or 9 games with us, he hasn't been hitting that well, but he's doing the little things, right? He has the timely homer. He has that absolute web gem home run saving catch. He's playing great center field in general. He had a big double today late in the game. So he's a big leaguer, right? And there's a big difference between Bader and Rojas. So it's a good point. I haven't considered that. Bader in mind, though, and we have Jose in the chat. Welcome, brother. He says, yeah, we're 6 games up on the Mets. Yeah, so this is about as good as it gets, right? The Phillies sit here. We are 6 games on the Mets. The Mets are free-falling, and we're playing some of the best baseball we've played. But I want to stay on Harrison Bader for a second there. Because right out of the gates from the trade deadline, we heard that 6-game kind of trial period. So it's working so far. So now I'm kind of wondering, are we ever going to see an everyday center fielder in Harrison Bader situation, Bones?
I'm not sure. I guess we got to wait to see until someone has this dip
Right.
whenever they're not playing well, and then they go to that. But Thompson's just going with what's working right now. He's not gonna. He's one of them guys who's gonna stick with it until it hurts him. And why not? I mean, if it's working, keep on going with it. And so far, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I want to do it. I would just keep it as is. If everybody's good with it, so be it.
I still think we're going to see some changes in center field from time to time, just because Marsh can play out in center too. So yeah. I just don't think like we're still going to see him in center. Will that change? Will someone separate themselves from the pack? Like this is like the beginning of the horse race, maybe,
Right.
We got 45 games, this is almost like that COVID year where it was like 60 games or 80 games, whatever. It's a sprint now. They all know it. And, yeah, they should all be excited because they know they're all going to be in the playoffs. Every single one of these guys are going to have chances to separate themselves and get themselves clutch at-bats, a chance to make some money. Kepler will love that. Bader will love that. Even Castellanos is coming back up. In a couple moments, we'll get these guys paid. So I think we're in a great position. I think they're all eager. I think they're all hungry. I think it's going to be a hell of a playoff run, and I think this was funny as well. As we see the bullpen with Duran become more uniform, maybe Topper gets to play his switching games out in the outfield more, Because if not, then it becomes what does Topper even do? He just wakes up, the lineup set, and then you kick back and maybe, you got the DH now. You know what it looks like. But I'm being obtuse on that, but what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. And so you mentioned Castellanos, and I think that's one of the bigger themes, right? Because we've seen Weston Wilson lately here, and I'm glad to see him get some success, right? Because there was a time where we wouldn't have been surprised if we never saw a Weston Wilson moment again, right? Earlier in the year, he was really going through it. And now, he's back and he's swinging the bat again, which is great to see. So Castellanos, I just teased it. Let me get into that. So, Slim, you mentioned earlier today, Castellanos was benched previously, right, regarding the Kepler situation.
Yeah, a little while ago though.
Yeah, I see your side chat there. So if Castellanos was, bench for the Kepler stuff, right? So my question
Yes.
to you is that going to be a precedent moving forward? Do we think we're going to see less? Obviously, Castellanos is going through it. It was a tough righty in DeGrom. But do we think we're going to start to see Castellanos taking a little bit more breathers?
I 100%. I think so, and I think it can be a benefit to him because I think there's situational spots where he can come off the bench and be such a weapon.
Right.
You know. So yeah, and I think he's. Oh, I don't think it's going to be that often. I still think he'll probably get more reps than the rest of the guys. So I still think he's going to get the most. But like we said, we're talking about a guy last year who played 162 games. So
yeah,
we saw when his streak broke, that was a big deal. Yeah, it looked like Topper kind of timed it nicely with that too. All right, it's probably going to make him upset for a little bit, but we got 2 months, and then I don't know. It seems like he's pressing all the right buttons. Topper is the dude, man.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Bones, with Castellanos moving forward?
Yeah, I think he's buying in, and reason being, like Chris said, that streak stopped, so maybe that set something into his head, like, all right,
Yeah,
if we're gonna go this way, just be consistent with it, and it didn't happen early after that, but now that we're getting to that grind of September coming and just putting the best team on the field that day to win a game. And if Castellanos is a part of that, so be it. And if he's buying into it, if he wants a ring, then because he probably heard of the trade rumors that were going around. It's not a secret apparently that he was on the block.
Sure.
At the deadline, so he probably knows this is his last chance for a ring this year, at least with the Phillies, because
So buy in.
This off season is he's going to be out.
Now, well said there. So let's go to the chat really quick here, and Slim, I'll go back to you. So we got Chris E in the chat. Welcome, brother. Chris E says that Bohm injury has given Sosa more at bats, and Edmundo's been really solid and given the lineup a spark that they really didn't have with Bohm. Yeah, man, I completely agree. And Edmundo's been absolutely electric in the field lately. Guy's been playing a phenomenal third base. I've been loving that. What do you guys think about Chris's comment there?
That's the question. I kind of have it for Bones, and I'm going to defer my opinion kind of to Bones because to me, I'm here to champion Alec Bohm as this great defensive third baseman, and I'm still going to stand on business and say that Bohm's much better than Sosa defensively. So I think that when Bohm comes back, there's no issue there. Like Sosa has to find time he'll get a little bit of time at the third, but the real situation is at second base with Sosa for me. Am I wrong on that due to the recent developments of him at third? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think we'll go to second base and split, take away the time from Weston Wilson to split with Stott.
Right.
There. So, yeah, but
do you think
this just shows to me that, Sosa's not an everyday guy to me. So, but when he's in these situations, he really helps out the team a lot, both defensively, which he wasn't really earlier this year. He wasn't great at defense like he was in the past. And
he's settled in though lately.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as long as he's in this situation, that's what's best for the team, in my opinion. Not like an everyday role.
No, for sure. And the good thing about it, a lot of people are thinking exactly what you guys just said, right? Bohm comes back, and then we see some type of platoon with Stott and Edmundo over at second. But the beautiful thing about that is Stott's actually swinging the bat now. His past 10 games, batting like 370. So Stott has been actually settling in. So it would be nice to see second base getting a little bit more production overall between Stott and Sosa. Josh in the chat saying here that show some love to the bullpen and the 6 through 9. Absolutely, brother. I mean, Weston Wilson, Bader, Kepler, they've all been swinging the bat. Sosa, it's been beautiful to see that.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got a really good baseball team.
Came through big time tonight.
Big time tonight. Slim, did you want to add something there, brother?
So yeah, well, to the just to the, just to get the debate and to make sure maybe this might be a red corner certified opinion, but we all still believe that Bohm's better defensively at third base, right?
Then Sosa?
Yeah,
I mean,
because I say this, I've had Red Riders. Shane Falco on Twitter, I was saying this about, I was kind of hating on Sosa at second base because Stott's so good at second base defensively, and he was like, "Yo, Slim." I think he jumped in the chat and then he hit my DMs, and the savant said that Sosa's pretty decent at second base defensively as well, and is he just as good as at third base? Because at some point, when does the argument that he shouldn't be an everyday player just not be a fit? Like, because something has to give. If he's better than Bohm and Stott both defensively, and he's always giving us offensive sparks.
No,
what
I hear what you're saying. No, good point. And honestly, and then Bones, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. I think there's a couple things happening there. Number one, I think initially the Sosa is an elite defender was slightly overstated. He's a good defender, a very good defender. Then what I think happened, Slim, I think you overreacted to a couple rough Sosa games and made it seem like he stunk at defense, and he never stunk on defense. So I think there's a couple things going on there. Overall, your initial question was, who do I think is a better defender? Pound for pound, I think Sosa's better than Bohm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's not certified red corner. Okay. Because I'm still going to go Bohm. Now, Bones, you're the tiebreaker.
I'm going to go Bohm, man. The way he's just the last couple, from where he was a couple years ago to where he is now, it's just honestly, it's incredible that he's still playing third base. Because he didn't look like he was going to be a third baseman just a couple of years ago. And yeah, I don't think Sosa, he's in the perfect role playing this wherever you go, this utility guy. He's fine. He's just not an everyday guy.
He's not an everyday guy. And you love to see it. All right, so before we transition to Feel the Love, guys, I want to kind of, and this is up in your arena, Slim. So I was doing a deep dive here. The dog's acting up over there? Oh, man, they are brutal. So, Slim, just when you and I are here, right?
I'm listening.
So I was looking at the Phillies playoff odds, and I don't even want to say this, but I got it. So The Athletic did an article. So they did like the Vegas odds. As we stand today, the Phillies are 99.3% odds of making the playoffs. You saw this?
No, I didn't say it.
So we are 99.3. So you love to see that. Over 6 games up in the division. Our strength of schedule from here on out is also not that crazy. We have a 49% win percentage for our opponents. So we don't have a crazy strength of schedule from here on out. So things are looking pretty good. Go ahead.
And that strength of schedule is going to get even worse due to the slipping Mets. Every day that passes, because we got 7 games left. Bones mentioned that in a previous episode. We got 7 games left, I think, with the Mets. And every day they keep slipping, and we keep gaining a lead. All right, if you're down 4 games, you got 7 versus your opponent. All right, we sweep them once. You're right back in like the everyday hunt. But if it's if it's 6, 6.5, 7, little bit different conversation.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They got tons of division games left in these last month, 2 months. They got 7 starting this week against Washington. They got 4 Thursday to Sunday, and then 3 next week. The homestand starting Friday. So
we're gonna bust it open.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is best case, and again, I hate even saying this. I hate speaking this into the airwaves, but this is best case scenario, right? We're 6 games above the division, and 7, as Bone just said, 7 of our next 11 games are with the worst place, the worst team in the division in the Nationals. And by the way, the red corner is going to be down there for 4 of the games. It doesn't get any better than that. Yeah, Slim.
No, I absolutely agree. I stamp all of that. I think the Phillies are in a fantastic position. I think for the most part, the National League, it's us, the Brewers, and it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to come in again. I think we're the big 3.
Yep.
And I'm enjoying all of this. I can't believe how fast it's coming. The Mets picked the worst time of the season to lose a week worth of games.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hilarious.
It's hilarious. But, guys, welcome to Feel the Love. This is our weekly segment where each of the members of the Red Corner will highlight a player that they're feeling the love for. And it is brought to you by Love City Brewing, the official brewing partner of the Red Corner. We have 2 monster events coming up here, guys. We have a watch party on September 6th. Saturday, September 6th, we have a Red Corner watch party. We'll post all that on our socials. And then we have a tailgate on August 22nd. That's a Friday. So we have 2 big Love City events coming up in the next, call it, month or so. And we will be drinking nothing but Love City lagers. And I am very excited for that. Bones, who you feeling the love for, brother?
So tonight, we already talked about it a little bit. I'm feeling the love for Bryson Stott. I mean, this guy could have packed it in a while ago, the way he's been playing.
Yep.
But so far, in his last 15 games, 43 at-bats, he's got 15 hits, batting a .349, 12 strikeouts, little high, but he's doing better at the plate. Still seeing pitches, like even in the slumps, he's been seeing a lot of pitches. So, homer, 9 RBI, 7 walks in that span. So, with all the flack he's been getting all year, I'm feeling love for Bryson Stott. We need him to start swinging the bat. This is the time we need him to do it, between now and the end of Red October.
Love to see that. And honestly, that might be the first Feel the Love for him in a very, very long time. At least 2 months. Slim, who are you feeling the love for, baby?
My feel of love is for Nick Castellanos.
Whoa.
The reason I'm choosing Nick Castellanos is basically since he woke up, he decided he looked himself in the mirror. Nick Castellanos did. His ego was big, his head was big, and he realized that he wasn't Cal Ripken Jr. and that at one day he's going to have to get benched. So he sat on the bench. He matured as a baseball player to Slim, and even though if you look at his stats, his slugging is the lowest it's been in 3 years. His homers are way, way, way down. I think he's at 15 maybe for the year. 15 for the year.
15.
His entire Savant page is dark blue. Besides one thing, his sweet spot swing. He's in the 87th percentile when it comes to his sweet spot. And why do I bring that up? Because Nick Castellanos is going to have a moment again for us, either late in September or in October. And I can see it being as a pitch hitter. So I'm making that prediction right now. Nick Castellanos in the playoffs. I'm going to go full playoffs. We'll have a pitch hit, home run, or a double.
Wow. This is a very endearing moment. Like my mind goes to like.
Well, you know what this is what it reminds me of, because 3 years ago, where this whole relationship basically started.
Yeah.
With the whole Jay Cave jokes and all that, I was begging for Nick Castellanos to be pitch hit for early in games sometimes. And now I believe there's going to be spots where he can be the pitch hitter and do absolute damage. And I think those spots are guys on base less than 2 outs.
All right, that's a very specific prediction there, and I love to see it.
I'm in.
So Slim and Nick Castellanos are coming together. What I was going to say is it's a very endearing moment. I almost feel like it's Thanksgiving dinner, right? And there's 2 family members that have been beefing about something. No one wants to talk about it, but you see them come over and settle the differences, shake their hands. It's one of those, very endearing moments. I love to see
Breaking bread with Nick Castellanos.
Breaking bread with Nick Castellanos. And feeling the love. This is what this segment's all about.
Thank you, Slim. Or thank you, Nick Castellanos.
Thank you.
I want to correct myself. The moment's going to be with 2 outs. 2 outs.
I think that's what you said. Okay. All right, so I'm feeling the love for one of our old foes. Let's go back to spring training. Bones made a very bold claim that, by the way, we all agreed with. I'm not throwing him under the bus. Bones said that Taijuan Walker is auditioning and playing for basically every other team in the MLB because he's not going to be on the Phillies this year. And he got some nodding heads from Slim and I because we agreed. Here we are, August 11th, 2025. Taiwan Walker, I'm feeling the love for you, brother. You got a 3.39 ERA. You had 14 starts. You've given us 10 other appearances. The guy's been a Swiss Army knife. He's given you everything you could ask for, right? He's an absolute, I've been calling him a dog online, and I'm going to call him a dog again. He's been a dog. He makes the defense work for it, right? He's not throwing 10 strikeouts, but he's an old school pitcher that, unlike last year, if he lets up a couple runs, he lets up a couple base runners, he doesn't melt down. I love to see this. The guy has bounced back. And listen, that $18 million that we're paying him next year, it doesn't look as bad as it did a year ago, does it, boys?
No, not at all. Not at all. To your point about him not getting rattled and becoming a pitcher's per se.
Yeah.
Look at the first inning, leadoff double, right?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
As soon as that leadoff double happened, I gave a field of love to Walker a while ago, saying whatever, good teammate guy, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And then I was still about to jump in the chat, hit you guys up. Here's an awful Walker.
Here we go.
We go, and just being a straight, we gotta stop.
Yep.
And with that being said, I made some money on Walker tonight too. So kudos, Walker. I got to stamp that one big time.
Love to see it. And we got Tennessee Mike in the chat. Mike, welcome back. Mike is saying the Brewers are really scary for me. Mike, we were just talking about that earlier today. They're on a franchise historic pace, Mike. They're over 100 win pace. Best team in baseball right now, basically. So, yeah, we were just talking about the Brewers. Gentlemen, speaking of feel the love, let's go to the concern topic that we're at the point of the year right now, right? Where if any pitcher has a rough start, you hear the dead arm, you hear the velos down, and then you hear the are you concerned? So there's been 3 Phillies starters. Then on one week, they're winning the Cy Young, right? The next week, we don't know if they're ever going to have a good game again. So we got Zack Wheeler, Luzardo, and Suarez. So I'm looking at you, Bones, here. Out of those 3, take it however you want to take it. Who are you most concerned with?
Jesus Luzardo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's cooked.
Okay.
Taiwan Walker, once Nola comes back, Luzardo is going to be is the odd man out.
And he's coming off a good start, too.
Yeah, it's whatchamacallit, Taiwan Walker would be the 5th starter for me. He's not doing it for me. With Suarez, we kind of knew what we were going to get into, once we hit these innings things. But this Luzardo thing has been hanging around for a couple months now, and it's really not getting any better. You'll have a start here and there, and then you just go back to the same old Jesus Luzardo that we didn't see in the beginning of the year, but we've seen in previous years with Miami and Oakland. And Wheeler, he's fine. He goes through these stretches every year. Said he felt good today, day after pitching. So
saw that.
That's a good sign, especially given the last time they had to give him a couple extra days off to make his next start, which was yesterday. So hopefully we're good there. But, yeah, my biggest concern is Luzardo.
Interesting.
So the whole thing is Luzardo's the worst one, right? And that's basically how I'm interpreting what Bones is saying a little bit. So I'm not sure if I can pick Luzardo. Yeah, he's the one I'm most concerned with because he's the worst one out of Suarez and Wheeler. Mm-hmm. The more so is what am I most concerned with? Well, the other ones have bigger stakes. We were already talking about Luzardo not being on the playoff roster. And then the other point to support Luzardo is he's coming off 3 quality starts in a row, Bones, some low-key ones.
Right.
So we got to remember that. With that being said, I'm most concerned with Zack Wheeler, right? We thought we had something extremely special. We thought he was the cream of the crop. He was the ace of a 3 big. We had basically dudes acting like 3 aces all year. Luzardo first half, then Suarez the second half, and Sanchez all year has been an ace. And Wheeler most of the time was, but now he's not. And now it's concerning. It reminds us, like we said before, when he first got here. And I don't know if he's having a bad time. How is he a head case? Is Wheeler a head case? You know what? You know who's not a head case? Because we saw it last year when he sucked and he came and gave us great innings. Suarez. So I ain't worried about Suarez at all.
Good point.
Suarez could go over there and and his interviews. Did you see his last press conference? He cracks me up. He was just like, "Yeah, my pitches are." He's like, "There's days where I throw the best pitches and I get rocked." He's like, I don't know, you know. So he's like, the days are there. Sometimes it is what it is, you know. And yeah, so that's how I rank them. Luzardo disqualified for not even being the worst out of the three. And then I'm most concerned with Wheeler because for the opposite reason. He has the most at stake. Not concerned about Suarez because we've seen Suarez stink and then bounce back and be fine.
So you took that in a very similar direction that I was going to take that. So I think it's this way. Number one, I think the Suarez and Wheeler are physical and the Luzardo is mental. So that's
okay.
Right. So you got Wheeler, the velocity's down. Suarez, the velocity's down. They're both letting up homers more than you want to say. I think Wheeler's up like 7 homers in the past 5 games. Mike in the chat saying that Wheeler isn't right at all, and we got Mike Foley in the chat saying that we should put him on the 15-day IL to let him get right. So there's a realistic. There's a lot of people out there that are saying that it might be time for Wheeler to get that dead arm just kind of rested. Listen, I'm not against that. I'm not going to hold on to him trying to win the Cy Young. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, if he goes off on the IL, he's not going to win Cy Young." I'm not worried about that. I want him fresh in September and October. So most concerned with that. So I would say I'm most concerned with Wheeler for very similar reasons that we need him the most. I think because he's our lockdown guy, right? Him not being good in the playoffs is not part of the plan. So we need him. Anything else on that, gentlemen?
But there's like with his start, like as JT alluded to, like he realized early they had a game plan for the lineup yesterday, and he realized early his fastball wasn't working.
Right.
So they switched that game plan,
which is awesome.
And that's just like that's what you got to do. So he switched the game plan around, and they pitched fairly well. He's just command issues for me. Velocity a little down, but I think that's maybe something technical, which come in with the command issues as well. So I'm not too concerned.
Yeah,
and he went through that a couple years ago, and he came back and he was fine.
Yeah.
Right. So he did go through the dead arm, and I don't know. There's people that know more about pitching, mechanics, all that kind of stuff, but I do lean with Bones because the slider doesn't seem the same. The velocity is down, and it could potentially be down because he's not hitting his spots. So if his slider is off, now he's trying to bring it down some, and now he's just not. Now he's in his head. He has to figure it out.
100%. And the beautiful thing about this is, guys, a bad start for the Phillies rotation is 3 or 4 runs, right? And when I'm going to steal Slim's tush push claim, right? So if your starter's giving you 6 and he's only letting up 3 or 4 runs, we got a lockdown guy in the 9th. So we really only need our bullpen to not allow another 3 runs, because if our offense can give us 5 runs, that can still be a win every night, right? So
100%, 100%, and that's what we're basically looking at. I don't want to say expecting, but we are expecting Schwarber, Harper, and Turner to be there. And just on those 3 guys alone, if they're hitting, our pitching, and our setup with the bullpen now, the bridge to Duran, we should be able to have a couple boom. You have two crooked innings, 2 runs here, 2 runs there, and then you should be able to win 4-3, 5-3, 5-4, and then. And I obviously games like 2-0 as well.
Oh, absolutely. And by the way, Kyle Schwarber, like what the hell is going on? He's hitting a home run every single game. Well, we're going to have to do a segment on this because I don't want to like spoil, and we're not hot take guys, but this is like in our lifetime, this is like a top 3 Phillies year. Like
absolutely.
The pace that he's got, like this is ridiculous. So we'll have to go a little bit further in the numbers on that. But like
I'm going to go in right now.
He hit another home run again tonight, and we're not even talking about it.
Well, it was an awesome home run too. That's the one that
Yeah.
brought it home for Slim. And
Yeah.
I got to mention this: they just posted it on the NBC Sports post game. Cal Raleigh, 45 home runs, and everyone's like, "Oh my god! Oh my
Yeah.
god!" Everybody was saying that all year. And he was coming after Judge. You know, he was champagning and campaigning for MVP for himself 2 months ago. That dude Raleigh.
Yeah.
Schwarber has 43.
Champagne.
Schwarber has 43 home runs, only 2 behind him. He's going to have more home runs than he's going to end up leading both leagues in home runs.
I love to see it.
It's hitting season. It's hitting season.
We got Tennessee Mike in the chat saying 5 for 150. Listen, man, I'm at this point. I'm just like, yeah, I'll sign the dotted line. And Edward B in the chat saying the Phillies now have the same identical record as last year at this time at 69 and 49. Nice little nugget there.
Yes,
Bones,
it is.
take it away, baby. Around the corner.
So this week's Around the Corner is sponsored by the Fresh Works of Port Richmond. Of course, they're the official sponsor of the Red Corner Tailgate, which next game is next week, August 22nd. Floppy hat giveaway against the Washington Nationals. And Joe will be providing us with another great course before the game. So we're going to get into it tonight. All these teams that are involved in the playoff race. So we got the 3 teams leading the AL wild card, right? We got the Mariners, who went out and got a couple pieces at the deadline. Eugenio Suarez, who's not even hitting well since going there. He was only got 1 home run in 10 games.
Love to
right?
see it.
Boston, the Red Sox, didn't really make any splashes at the deadline. They're the second wild card. The Yankees are free falling. Aaron Boone got thrown out of another game yesterday. It seems like once a week this dude's going out there arguing with umpires just to get his team going.
Yeah.
Like it's awful. And it's the same stuff every time. I used to think it was funny the way he came out arguing with these guys, but it literally says the same stuff every time.
It gets tired.
Right? So then you go behind them, you got the Guardians, who stayed put by keeping Steven Kwan, right? But they traded Shane Bieber. They're only half game behind the Yankees in this wild card. Still going to be in this playoff race. Guardians are always there, and they lost their closer to the gambling allegations, which he's probably done. They're saying them 2 guys that was dated back to last year. They were following them. Pretty crazy. All for like $44 probably.
He was doing them Slim-Pick-Ems.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. When the opportunities were there, I mean, he can make. He has made enough. Has he got in his second contract? Is he a millionaire? If he has $3 million, Slim can make him $300 million way before the MLB would ever make him any money, baby. Let me tell you that, okay?
Bet responsibly, folks.
And then the next team is the Texas Rangers, who the Phillies just swept at home in Texas. They're 2.5 games back. And then you go to the NL side. And this is where the logjam really begins. Because you got the top 3 teams, as Chris said earlier, are the Brewers. They get the best record in baseball. Phillies, and then the Dodgers. And then you go to Chicago Cubs. They're 4.5 games up in the wild card, right? The one pitcher they got, Mike Soroka, he got hurt after 2 innings in his first start with the Cubs. So that's going to hurt them, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go to the Padres, best bullpen in baseball by far. They upgraded that bullpen, and they've been on lockdown since Mason Miller actually got hit around last week. And then the free-falling Mets. The Yankees and the Mets, 2 New York teams, really, they were leading their division all year for the most part.
Yep.
And then now they might be out of the wild card come October. What do you think of them 2 teams being out, especially with Judge's back, I think? Did he come back, or he's coming back?
I think he's almost back. I don't believe he's quite back yet. But
I don't see the Mets, as Chris said, I don't see the Mets making the playoffs.
I don't have the Mets making the playoffs, and let's go to the AL first. I'm with you. I don't have the Mets making the playoffs. You guys know where I'm at. I'll reframe it. I'll get into it a little bit later. But the Guardians, it's funny because the Guardians must have had a little inside baseball with the closer stuff. But the reason Quan probably wasn't on the market at all because they thought they had a chance to come back, and they absolutely do. Only now being a game and a half out, so that's a fun team to watch. And a half game out, and when I look around the league at first, because I'm mostly worried about the Phillies, but when I look around the league, Dombrowski getting Duran was the best move. So that's kind of he got the best trade of the whole thing. And yeah, looking at Cleveland being right in it just reminds me that we won the trade deadline.
Oh, is anything else there? Keep going.
Yeah, the other thing I want to get off my chest, and it's not from around the corner, it's from around inside the Phillies pre and post game live.
Okay.
Dude, I literally can't stand Ricky Bo, Ben Davis, or Michael Barkin anymore.
Okay.
Listening to Ben Davis during the broadcast tonight was absolutely awful. He's got bad jokes. And then, right before we came on, I guess, when did Harper get thrown out the plate? Was that 6th inning, 7th inning?
Yes.
So they go back into the studio, and Barkan and Ricky Bo don't want to give Harper any shit for getting thrown out at home plate. That was an awful take to go home. They're like, oh, they needed to do that to get like maybe a spark going. No, he was thrown out by a friggin' mile. You're not going to get it's. I feel like they don't want to bash Harper.
Well, Harper definitely gets special treatment.
Yeah, he's a bad base runner. This isn't like the first time where he's got thrown out at home plate, or like because he does shit on his own where he blows through third base coach, stuff like that. I wonder if he did that on his own. Because it wasn't a deep ball. And they were like, the outfielder was flat-footed. Shit like that. No.
Yeah.
It's the thing is, that's just what he... Maybe, I don't want to give him the excuse like you said, but it's kind of just what he does. It's the price. It's kind of like the price we're paying to have Bryce Harper. He's always trying to get those doubles. And really, if you have a more complete lineup like we do now, is it more risk reward? When it comes to me, I always just look at how many outs there are. Is it worth making the first out? Is it worth trying to? Is it worth making the first out, or could you potentially be the third out? If not, I think I give Bryce some leeway.
He was the third out.
Then I don't give him leeway. I have a very simple model. There's no leeway. I'm with you on that one then.
Yeah, but I think the full context of that was we were basically being no hit, right?
Right.
Previously, we had to get something. I think we were down. One or two. Yeah, one. So we're trying to tie the game. I don't necessarily agree with you on that descend. I agree with you in the sense that they made it seem like that was an amazing throw, but in reality, it was super shallow, and it was just very aggressive base running. I didn't love the slide that he did either. I think he should have picked a more aversive slide strategy there. But yeah, as Shane R in the chat says, Harper takes too many chances. Yeah, man, he's an extremely aggressive base runner. I completely agree.
I'm mostly fine with it though.
It wasn't even close though.
Yeah, I hear.
I don't want to hear. The only reason that they're saying that stuff is because the Phillies are 5.5 games up at that time. If they're
that's a good point.
Closer in the division, they're going to be giving them shit. Maybe. So,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, we look at it a lot differently if we're in a very close race, for sure. All right, let's do a couple quick chat things. Are you still any more around the corner? Because I actually have around the corner that I need to add here today.
Oh, here we go.
But we have, hold on here. We got Eddie B in the chat saying Walker is impressing the hell out of me lately. Yeah, man, he's been absolutely ridiculous. And then we have Seamus in the chat saying, is that Ace Rothstein of Chris Kearns? Chris Kearns? I can't tell. Is that a reference you get?
I don't know what movie is that from.
You got to add some context to that, Seamus.
Let me Google it. It's someone. I'm probably sure I've seen it. Ace Rothstein.
While you're doing that, there was a particular bet.
Oh, it's you know, it's hilarious. I'll post it on my Instagram. It's Robert De Niro in Casino. Yeah, I was just watching Casino the other day. I'm an idiot. It's De Niro
That's
in
his
Casino.
character?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
Cool.
little inside baseball. After I was having a conversation with my brother. I have a De Niro impersonation I won't do on the podcast. Long story short.
All right. So to bring the Red Riders and the viewers in on a little bit of a bet that we placed in the beginning of the year between Bones and Slim, there was a 0.5 home run bet, so over 1, with a particular player for the Angels. Gentlemen, did you see the news on this today?
Cut.
R.I.P. Did you see this?
Oh, no, he's done.
Kingery, Scott Kingery of the Angels was DFA'd. So that bet is officially busted. So what's that? A chug, right, Bones?
That was a chug. That's a chug.
So Slim,
I might be able to do it live.
Get that beer, baby.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me do this live.
All right.
So before we go to our next segment, the Works is actually running the deal every Tuesday from now until September 1st, $8.99 for any regular size hoagie or sandwich they got there, like cheesesteaks, buffalo chicken cheesesteak, ham and cheese hoagie, something like that. $8.99 from now until September 1st.
Yeah, you can't beat that. I was looking at their Instagram post, right? It's a big cheesesteak. Like, you could easily split this. You know, if you're a hungry guy, you want to crush one, that's fine. $9 for a big cheesesteak, you can't beat it. But if you want to split the cheesesteak with your wife or whoever, you can easily split this for $9. It's a great deal. And the cheesesteaks are incredible. And go check out their Instagram, because this is not like a rinky-dink, corner store cheesesteak. This is a good-looking cheesesteak. All right, Slim. You got a beer you're going to chug?
Yeah. Unopened.
Yeah, he didn't get signed by nobody yet. He could get signed by somebody. Maybe he goes out to Colorado.
Yeah.
That cold air out there.
Well, no, but it was with the Angels. Yeah, that's true. I think it was with the Angels, though, right, Slim?
Yeah, with the Angels. We can say that. He's not going anywhere. No one. He's a glorified...
Nobody's going to want him. He's going to get sent to AAA again. That's the second time he got designated for assignment by them.
I'm still holding on hope.
He's going to go to AAA, and he's going to absolutely crush it. So,
all right. So for clip purposes, Slim, let me set the stage here. All right. So in the beginning of the year, Slim and Bones made a 1 home run bet for Scott Kingery for the Angels this year. Kingery was DFA'd right now, so Slim is serving his bet here up. Chug that beer, Slim.
Cheers to the Red Corner and all the Red Riders. Slim loves you.
There you go. All right, gentlemen. Let's do a couple quick chat things, and we'll go to the next topic.
That was my first chug in a long time. Holy heck.
Yeah, speaking of, we still eat the Cal Riley ones. We'll have to do that at the bachelor party this weekend.
Oh, my God.
Perfect. We'll do some content on that. We got Jerry in the chat saying, welcome back, Jerry. There's Slim's nemesis. I'm fine with the base running, meaning Harper. If it was Stott or Marsh, everyone would be all over them. It's a good point. I think, listen, Harper gets a special treatment, and rightfully so to a large extent. And then Eddie B in the chat saying the Mets pitching ERA is 6.82 at the moment. Love to see that.
Yeah, man, it's breaking down. There has to be a good analogy there. Something that was, just so that it's like getting a jailbroken fire stick. Too good to be true. Too good to be true.
How about that analogy? Aaron Nola. He is coming back soon, boys, right? So it's been about 2 months since he's gone. I think mid-May he went down after having a historically rough start for him. He had all types of things going on, ribs, this, that, the other thing. He's had his third rehab start in Lehigh Valley Wednesday. He's looked good in his first 2. Encouraging stuff. Bones, where are we at on Aaron Nola? Where does he plug in? And how does that affect the rest of the staff?
Of course, he immediately goes back into the rotation. I think that's where, to me, Luzardo becomes the odd man out. And the way he's pitching down in,
Wow. Okay.
I would give it to Taiwan, man. He's been pitching well.
I love the old school mindset there. I just can't imagine that's going to happen, but we'll see.
And Nola's been pitching good down in AAA. Of course, he's always prone to the gopher ball.
Right.
We don't really need that. But I'm excited to see him back because, as you know, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, I didn't think he was going to be making another start for the Phillies this year. I just thought
Yeah, you did think that.
they were bullshitting us along the way with what was going on with him. But apparently he's good. Excited to see him back. One of the great pitchers for the Phillies. So
Slim.
Yeah, he's going to come back. I think he had the chance to sit back for rest. He basically had the longest spring training of all time, you know? And yeah, I think he just knows how to prepare himself. He probably knows his body. We talked before with Bryce Harper with, you know, how he's probably like not his doctor first, but if something's wrong, he can probably diagnose himself a little bit, say, I don't feel right. I believe Nola is just the same kind of way. He's a professional. He's been in this. He's done this before. And I think he just had to get himself right, and it looks like he has. So I'm expecting the same exact Aaron Nola, and I'm expecting us to have a conversation about him being potentially the third or fourth starter in a playoff race or in a playoff matchup.
Yeah, so to that point, exact point, right? I was listening on the radio, and someone made a good point, and I want to kind of bring that to the Nola. Basically, this Max Kepler recent resurgence, right? I'm getting somewhere. It's basically like we acquired someone at the trade deadline, right? Because we haven't gotten anything from him at all. So use that logic to Aaron Nola. We basically like acquired a high-end, potentially number 3 starter at the trade deadline, right? So if we can get old Aaron Nola, a workhorse guy who can get you 6-7 innings every night, takes the ball every 5th day, I mean, it just doesn't get any better for us, right? I mean, we have a 6-game lead. We have a lot of people consider him, you know, our absolute third starter going into the year. So I'm hoping if he comes back and gives you an old school Aaron Nola performance, we're going to be really excited on this podcast.
Yeah, I do think I don't know, he's in that third or fourth position. I lean fourth position because Suarez is, you know, he has stones, man.
For sure. Yeah, but at that point, the position doesn't even matter. It's like you're getting, you know, you're giving some. We're probably going to go to 6-man. Maybe we talk a little bit about that. You think we should go to 6-man over the next 2 weeks or so?
Well, they might do that with Wheeler
Right.
against his wishes because we know he doesn't. He likes to go every 5th day, no matter what. So, but that all depends on like where they stand with this division lead. You know what I mean? And they might
Right.
do that. It's something they might go to, especially in September. It all falls like how that like schedule goes. So right now, they're playing every day this week, right? I'm not sure what the schedule's like next week because sometimes they go where it's like 20 straight days without an off day.
It's insane.
You know what I mean? So after that, they might throw the break in there or do the rotation then, and it'll be good. But Nola coming back is good, especially because it will give the bullpen a rest. So,
Right.
like, if he goes 6 innings the way they've been going, and then you got the lockdown 7, 8, 9 that we had since Duran came over, and that's just another perk. Where from everybody knows they're rolling that bullpen, everything falls in line from there.
Makes the whole game simpler, as Slim put.
And to Bones' point, I think what we're going to end up seeing, back talking about the starters though, with Wheeler, like I said, with Harper and Nola, is he someone how does his body feel? Where is he feeling his head? Is he going to go to the IL? I see that happening more likely than a 6-man rotation. I'm the 6-man rotation guy. I kind of don't see it happening. And then the second reason I kind of don't see it happening is just injuries in general. You know, I can see somebody going down and us not having the death. You know, it's more like we have 6 guys and we're lucky to have 5 healthy at one time.
For sure. And guys, I see a lot of new names in the chat tonight. Very exciting. So if you are new here, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like. You guys know it helps. And I want to do a little bit of an impromptu raffle, I'm going to call it, boys. So if you are new in the chat and you confirm that you subscribed, let us know. However many people do it, this is what you're going to get. If you come down to Washington, D.C. with the Red Corner, you got 2 free tickets to the Phillies game on us. You can come down, hang out with the Red Corner boys at Nationals Park. So all you got to do is subscribe. Let us know in the chat that you subscribed, and we'll enter you in, and then you win 2 free Phillies tickets.
That reminds me, last time we went to the Phillies game, no lie, what we get, 6 Maco pies? We do it big. So if you're going to have fun. With that being said, we got to see what the food spots are maybe in the stadium. You know, especially if people decide they want to swing over Saturday or Sunday as well. Get a quick nice little bite in there. See what they're working with in National Park.
Couple quick ones.
Jerry Bart in agreement with Slim.
Yeah, no, it's the beef's over because we agreed on. I gave a shout out to Luzardo earlier today with the 3 quality starts when you were hating on him. You're still hating on him. He agreed with me there. He agreed with me with Harper being allowed to be aggressive. And there was a point about platooning to where I said Topper. It's kind of the opposite of what we said this week, but I'll say it because me and Jerry agreed with the whole Topper not giving anyone a consistent chance. You know.
Yeah, so Slim's in a positive mood. He's got his bachelor party this weekend. He's breaking bread with Jerry. He's breaking bread with Castellanos. What's going on, Slim?
Yes.
Is it the shades? Is it shades, Slim?
Yeah, I think love's in the air for Slim.
I love it. And Jimmy D's in the chat. Wait, Nola still plays for the Phils. Being sarcastic. Love to see it. Guys, let's transition. Who likes winning money? Let's get some Slim-Pick-Ems going here.
Awesome. Let's go. So real fast. If you've been checking out, you guys already know my 3 main rules. It's opportunity. It's having enough capital, being responsible. And when you're responsible, you're never going to have to worry about getting your teeth busted, nothing like that, because you're going to be fine. All right. So don't bet what you don't have. Before I get into this week's picks, tomorrow's picks, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They're miles ahead of the competitions, just like Slim and his partners are miles ahead of the competition. You guys are probably paying attention. We were pushing almost 100 units this weekend. We did take a little bit of hit on the Sunday, but we're right back. Tomorrow, these are the 3 big ones, and we're going to put 3 units each on these 3 games. There's going to be more, but these are the 3 ones, and the series are starting tomorrow. The first one we're looking at is the Miami Marlins. They're going to be -1.5, +185. They got the pitcher's Junk, Junk. His ERA is 3.97. They've been feisty. They just lost. I was a little upset because they lost 4 out of 5 to the Braves, which upset me, but it's all good. The second pick, we're going straight back to those Braves. There's nothing more fun than cheering against the Mets right now. Okay, the Braves got Strider going. Take them -1.5. It's going to be +180. You're going to be chilling. You're going to be loving those picks when they crush for you tomorrow night. My last pick, a familiar name. Familiar name? Ben Brown for the Chicago Cubs. We're going to lay the -1.5. They should be about +175. Again, the market's still open right now, so Slim's going to be banging these numbers tonight and tomorrow morning. With that being said, check the Twitter, see what I already got laid out for tonight. The losses, we're probably going to be doubling down, making those 1-unit bets, 2-unit bets, and then these Tuesday games, Miami, Cubs, and the Braves, they're all 3 units. But I do got to take a quick second because there's something very, very special happening. And I shot these out, and I hope my partners all listen to me, okay? Because it's not fun. Don't get me wrong. Nobody likes putting up the liquidity and the capital for futures and not getting that return back as soon as the game's over. You got to wait a little bit. But if you're paying attention, you guys already know that Slim has almost 10 units on the Marlins to win the National League, and that will bring back 2,763 units if it hits. I got the Reds with 5 units. That's going to bring back 250 units if they make it out the National League. The Giants, 5 units, bring back 350 units. And the Cardinals, 5 units, brings back 750 units. Why do I say this? Well, they're all chasing the stinking Mets, okay? One team's 1.5 games or 2 games behind. Another team's 3 games behind with unpending. They're all right there. There's about 40 games left. I guarantee you either the Reds, Cardinals, Marlins, or Giants get into the playoffs, if not 2 of them. Because low-key, the Cubs are actually falling too. You can see the Mets out, and you can see the Cubs out. It could be the Padres, the Reds, and another team. I'm going to say the Miami Marlins. I'm hoping anyway. Once that happens, then I'll update the positions. But that's what we're cheering for now. Again, shout out to our sponsors, Warminster Dental and Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. They're out in Warminster. They do a great job. And the other one's out in Doylestown, PA. They are miles ahead of the competitions. You got to tap in with them, and you got to stay tapped in with Slim. Slim and Partners, road to 500 units, baby. S&P 500.
S&P 500 and bet responsibly. But, guys, you know the red corner always rides with Slim. Well, we're definitely riding with Slim this all weekend in D.C. We're going to be getting some winners.
Yes.
Slim, my goal at the end of the weekend is just to kind of have all your winners pay for the entire weekend. So
we're going to have especially when it come. We couldn't have planned it better. A 4-game series versus the Nationals. Yep. Are you kidding me? You would be what they call in the streets a bed bug if you didn't bet and double down on these plays coming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll update later, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the clip's coming out. We're slamming the Phillies. It's going to be awesome. Come meet us. Come and meet us. Like I said, come meet us.
Yeah, absolutely do that. I mean, it's going to be a blast this weekend. Guys, so let's talk briefly here. And we see Josh in the chat saying, put some respect on Brandon Marsh's name. Josh, I completely agree. I mean, I've been coming to the table and with my hand raised for the past month and a half on Marsh. I got nothing else to say. I put on the socials that I've been delaying the apology tour for as long as I could. I'm backed into a corner. Marsh, you've done your job and then some this year. So kudos to you, man. You're a Phillies player. I root for Phillies players. I'm not the guy who hates on someone just because of some bullcrap rivalry. But let's talk about another guy, Andrew Painter. The very last podcast we did, we joked about Slim's got him on the September plan. Bones has got him on the August plan, right? We clipped that. It's all over our socials. Actually, that clip killed it. So check that out on our socials. Since then, Painter has had his worst start with the Iron Pigs all year. He let up 7 earned runs. The guy, I hate to say it, he's been really, really struggling this year. What plan do you have him on now, Bones?
Did you say plane or plane? Just send him off to somewhere.
Yeah.
Let him rest till next year. Okay. I think he's done.
You think his arm's cooked?
Just everything. The whole trying to ramp up, trying to get to the big leagues. I think it just took a toll on him. And
it's a shame, man.
Just restart him for next year. He'll be back better than ever.
But Bones, last week we said, all right, maybe there was a couple of fielding errors by Justin Crawford that led to his big inning. How many home runs did he let up? Did you mention that this time? Because
last week, 2.
What was it this last outing? Because I'm not going to change my position 4 or 5 days later off what it was. I looked at it. He was still throwing a ton of strikes. He still has the fastball.
He's let up a lot of hits, though, man. That's my biggest thing. Like Bones always hits on. The homers are the homers, right? It's one pitch. You're letting up 9 hits in in minor leagues, dude. You gotta be winning these at bats.
But since he has so many pitches, could he be trying to figure out what works off his fastball? Even though I know it's AAA.
No, I hear you. I think that's a good argument. I think that's the right argument
because he has 4 pitches off it.
Yeah,
and we even see, and it's crazy because Dustin May, he was the Dodgers pitcher. He came back from Tommy John 2, I believe, redhead dude. He got red hair dude. He got traded to. Who is he with now? The Red Sox, maybe?
He's with Boston, yeah.
Right? And they're talking about how the Red Sox staff got him, and now they're leaning into his. I think it's his sinker more, where the Dodgers are telling him not to throw it like at all. So yeah, I don't know. There's an art to pitching that Slim is trying to learn and appreciate, and Andrew Painter has a role in teaching me.
He's got.
You're saying bring him up for Caleb Coughlin to get a hold of him?
Maybe.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, why not? Right, he has his stuff.
You're on the August plan?
I'm on the September plan still.
Yeah, he's September plan. So
I'm going back to the plane.
Yeah,
you're okay. So this is a good thing, and I'm going to give you my final take on this. So Bones is saying we're not going to see him this year anymore. Now Slim's sticking with the September plan. We have Josh in the chat saying that the problem with Painter is he's got to fix his command, and it's going to take some time to recover from the Tommy John surgery. I hear that, brother. And he's pitched a lot, right? He was pitched for a lot, Arizona Fall League, so it's been like basically all year. Jerry's saying that Painter's not ready yet. I mean, that's this is my thing. Don't let the organization gaslight you, right? To use the 2025 term of the year. They said in the beginning of the season that mid-July is the plan for him, right? When you have a minor league player, look at Crawford, who's been doing everything and more. And guess what? He still hasn't been called up. If you have another top 5 prospect who's getting absolutely shelled in the minor leagues, how can you be confident and call him up? So, Bones, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's in his head. It's in Painter's head. I think the pressure of the call up, the pressure of everything, he's not pitching well, and it's a shame because we were so excited about him. But what are you going to do? Jerry said he's on the April plan for
well,
for,
that's
him.
The problem with not having Crawford up and not having Painter up. A year goes by, they're a year older, and that just automatically hurts their stock. Just slightly, less so with Painter. And the reason I'm still in on Painter too is all these top prospect things still have him top 25.
He's 22, so
yeah.
like.
Yeah. And he was still ranked the 22 best prospect in baseball. So I still think we can see him.
I think so too. All right, so one more thing, then let's close things down here. So we got Mikey F in the chat saying he feels more confident playing the Mets right now than the Marlins. I mean, the Marlins are playing great baseball. Very exciting to kind of watch them do what they've been doing. Oh wow, Willie D saying he's on the we should have traded him plan for Painter.
For who, Willie D? For who? Because we didn't see a big position. We saw Suarez get traded to the Mariners, and that's hilarious going back to the around the corner because they've had – imagine we were Mariners fans. We had Suarez. They let go of Suarez. Hopefully we don't do this. They had Suarez. They get rid of him. They bring him back, and now he stinks. Imagine we end up doing that with our Suarez. Let's pray that doesn't happen.
Let's pray that doesn't happen. Red Riders, if you are still here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You guys know it helps. 2 quick updates, and we're going to close things down with On This Day in Phillies history with Bones. This August 22nd, upcoming Friday, a couple Fridays from now, we are having a watch party at Love City Brewing. Come hang out. Oh, sorry. No, hold on. Let's go back. August 22nd, we got our tailgate. Thank you. We got a big tailgate coming up. The boys will be down there. It's going to be our biggest of the year. Slim says every time we do something, we raise the bar. That's what we're going to be doing. August 22nd, come hang out with the boys. We got a tailgate. We'll be drinking Love City Lagers. Then, thank you for that correction, Bones. September 6th, it is a Saturday. We have a watch party at Love City Brewing at the actual brewery location. The last one we had was an absolute blast. We had a phenomenal time. It was bigger and better, and the next one's going to be even bigger and better than the last one. I'm pumped. And then finally, I'm going to say it again until I'm red in the face. This weekend, we got Slim, your boy, the man in the shades, bachelor party. We're going to be down in D.C. all weekend. We got a great crew. It's going to be baseball, betting, and beer. I think, the 3 Bs. It's going to be a phenomenal weekend. And, guys, I'm excited. Any closing thoughts on that before Bones closes it down?
No, I can't wait to get down there. Had the day off Friday and then come home. Spend the weekend with the boys. Come home Sunday. Relax.
I got a question. I'm going to probably hit a carry. There's a ton of bars. I'll probably be flying around on a scooter. hitting up as many places as possible. What karaoke song should Slim crush this Saturday night?
Oh,
I think, or it might be Thursday night, but one of these nights I'm going to find whatever's like the sleazy karaoke spot, and I'm just going to absolutely floor any hipster that's in there,
Chat.
or any DC staffer that's in there, because they have no idea what's about to hit them.
Yeah, we might have a video for the socials as long as Slim can do a family-friendly song. So
yeah.
Chat, we'll do a little game here. You pick the song, give us anything, and Slim has to sing it. So chat, whatever you pick right now, someone pick a song and Slim has to sing it. Karaoke this Thursday, I think you said.
I'll do Thursday, Saturday, one of the nights. I'll do a red corner choice and I'll do my own choice, and two songs. I'd rather do it Thursday because I could imagine waking up Saturday and my voice just being shot out from being at the game and all that.
All right, Saturday it is.
Yeah, Saturday it is. Oh, I don't know what that is, Jerry, but I need another song suggestion here, and we are trying to close things down here, guys. So, if you can please give us a song suggestion so I can close things down. Let Adam. Any other suggestions for songs for Slim? All right, so we got someone in the chat. We got Ricky in the chat saying Creed with Arms Wide Open. There you go. So, all right, Slim, you got to do With Arms Wide Open by Creed. All right, Bones, close us down here, please.
All right, so on this date, 1983, the Phillies announced the fan-selected Centennial team. All right, honoring the best players in team history. And, of course, they went on to lose the World Series that year to the Baltimore Orioles.
Nice.
Catcher Bob Boone, of course. Chris's buddy Pete Rose at first base. Mm-hmm. Manny Trio, second base. It was the guy that held back the late great Ryan Sandberg. Or he came over in that, right?
Yep.
Mike Schmidt, third base. Larry Boa, shortstop. Richie Ashburn, the outfielder. Gary Maddox, another outfielder. Del Ennis, another outfielder. Robin Roberts, starting pitcher. Steve Carlton, starting pitcher. Jim Constanti, relief pitcher. And, of course, Tug McGraw and Dallas Green, the manager. Lone World Series at that time. And then on this date, 2004, Randy Wolf hit 2 home runs in a game against the Colorado Rockies and pitched 7 innings. And also, Jim Thome hit 2 home runs in the same game. They won 15-4.
Wow, that's some late Randy Wolf Phillies action.
Yeah,
love it.
And then on this date, 2020. So we all know what happened in 2020 with COVID, right? No fans in the stands. Rules changed. Phillies lose to the Baltimore Orioles 10-9 thanks to the first 2-run leadoff home run in the 10th inning. And of course,
2-run leadoff. Oh, okay. Yep.
And of course, that was the first time that the Phillies played, or the first year where they implemented the runner on second base to start extra innings.
Ghost runner.
Yeah, the ghost runner, aka the worst rule in sports. And so the Phillies lost 10-9.
Very nice. Does that close it down, Bones? You got something else for me there?
Nope, that's it.
All right. That's a great one. And we have a late edition here, and then we're going to really close this one down. We got M. Walton in the chat, Slim. He's saying that Milkshake, you could sing that. So maybe you can choose between those. I guess that's My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. That song.
I'll repost it. I'll get more engagement from the people who are going to be watching the morning commutes because Milkshake is Milkshake's X-rated, dude.
That's true. We probably can't do that.
And I'm not doing something that was done by Tom Cruise in a movie. It has to be a slim, authentic crush job. All right.
Yes, a slim, authentic #crush job. Guys, go Phils. Another great episode. Thank you for engaging with us. It was a lot of fun tonight. You will see us in D.C. next. We'll see you down there. Go Phils.